There are no shortcuts to getting highly coveted press coverage for your brand, only smart cuts like the DIY PR project. Learn how to grow your brand's credibility with PR on a budget with me by your side. This program is your all-in-one membership with expert training, customizable templates, and a supportive community to cheer you on every step of the way. Join us and start growing your business with free publicity today. Sign up now at diy-pr.com. Hey there, and welcome back to Grow Your Wealth. I'm your host, Rena Goodwin, founder of Factor PR, creator of the DIY PR project. And today I've got something really practical for you in this bite-sized episode. The PR starter pack you have been waiting for, your must-have tools to land media coverage on a budget. Today we're talking about earned media coverage. So not purchased media coverage. If you follow me on social media, you've heard my rants about this. Paid media coverage is called advertising, my friends. Not what we're talking about today. We're talking about media coverage that builds trust and credibility in your brand through earned efforts. So if you want that kind of coverage, but you're not quite ready to hire a publicist, this is the episode for you. We're going to walk through the exact tools that I recommend to our students in the DIY PR project to get started. Most of them are free or super affordable, and I'll explain what they do and how to use them to get results. So without further ado, let's dive in. The first one you're going to be familiar with here is Google Alerts and Google Trends. So this is important for media monitoring and listening to your industry and to your competition before you actually ever pitch. So Google Alerts is like setting up a free listening tool. So you can create alerts for your brand name, for your competitors, for industry keywords, or even journalists that you want to follow. Every time something is published online with those terms, it lands in your inbox. Why does this matter? Because PR is all about timing and relevance. If you see that a journalist just wrote about your topic, it's a perfect opportunity to send a pitch or follow up with your perspective. Similarly, there's Google Trends, which helps you understand what people are actually searching for. So say you're a skincare founder, you might see that searches for skin barrier repair are spiking. That gives you a fresh angle and a sense of relevancy for your pitch or even for your blog or social content. Wink, wink. Think of it as market research that fuels your media messaging. Generative AI is getting smarter at this as well, too. So punch in a search query as well into ChatGPT or Claude and see what comes up for your industry, for your competitors as well too. Both Google Trends and Google Alerts are free. ChatGPT, there's a free version as well. I highly recommend the Pro version though for $20 a month. All are easy to set up and super, super understandable as well. Number two, if you're not familiar with PR, Muckrack might be a new one for you. Muckrack is a media database that lets you search journalists by beat, by outlet, and by topic, and even see what they're posting on social media and what they're writing about lately as well. What I love about Muckrack is that even the free version lets you look up a journalist's recent articles and social activity, which is gold, because the paid version of Muckrack, which will reveal the contact information for that journalist and much, much more, is quite pricey. We're talking at the tune of about $10,000 a year. But having at least a central place to be able to sift through articles, social activity, with the free version of Muckrack is dynamite, especially when you're trying to personalize a pitch, which we talk a lot about in the DIY PR project. If you want a more advanced version, like I said, though, their paid plans are great, but they are quite an investment. So you can use Muckrack to make sure that you're pitching the right person at a media outlet or the right freelancer. You can reference something straight from there that they wrote, so saving you some time, which we love, and avoiding sending tone deaf or irrelevant messages to the journalist. So As we often talk about 70% of PR is in the preparation. Muck Rack is a preparatory tool in PR, super valuable to have on hand because the more targeted your outreach, the better chance that you have of getting a response when it comes to pitching journalists. Number 3, Apollo. So you want to kind of skirt around investing into a program like Muck Rack or Cision or Agility to get contact information for journalists. And let's say you're not doing a lot of outreach, like at my agency, Factor PR, we need a paid media database plan because we do tons of outreach. That's exclusively what we do. But if you're a business owner or you're on a team where maybe PR is not the only thing that you do and you just want to secure contact information for a few journalists, I really love Apollo for this. Apollo helps you find verified contact information for quite frankly, anyone, not just journalists. So once you know who to pitch through Muck Rack, you can use Apollo for getting in touch with them. Apollo is technically a sales tool, but it's also really great for PR. You can type in an editor or journalist name and get verified email addresses, LinkedIn info, and even see what outlets that they work for. What I use Apollo, or I should say how I use Apollo, is I actually use the Google Chrome plugin for Apollo. And if I'm looking for a particular contact, I will go to their LinkedIn page, and that plugin for Apollo will pop up and share with me if they have a verified email address for that journalist in this case. So really, really handy tool. But now remember, just because you have the email doesn't mean that you should spam them, add them to your email list, nothing like that, right? Pitching is an art. This is why relationships are so important. So when you are using emails, make sure that you're using them strategically to build a bridge to these journalists. Send a strong, relevant pitch. Having that contact information can make all of the difference. As we often talk about, we don't pitch journalists on social media. So if you're on their LinkedIn page, that's not the place to send them a pitch. If you follow them on Instagram, TikTok, that is not the place to DM them a pitch. Get that email address. Apollo can help you do that and follow the appropriate channel. Number 4, I love this one too. I know we dabbled a little bit in AI, but Perplexity, which is an AI tool, I think makes smarter research in seconds happen. I use Perplexity to research journalists or media outlets or topics that could be relevant for my client. So think of it sort of as search meets AI, right? We use AI mostly to solve a problem. We use search to find a particular result. So Perplexity kind of marries these two together, giving you direct answers with linked sources so you can verify everything on your end as well too. So with Perplexity, you can ask something like, what are the latest articles on clean beauty in the top 5 women's health outlets, for example, and it'll pull it right up for you. Now, again, you have to use your eyes and use your brain to make sure that the search results that are coming up through anything, whether it be Google search or AI, are relevant and are accurate as well too. But what's amazing about this is you can see who's writing about your niche, you can prep for a personalized pitch, and you can discover what kind of language the media is using around your topic as well too, and use that in your pitch efforts as well. So I love to use Perplexity to stay really up to date. So I use it more of a research tool versus an outreach tool. But again, the fruit is in the preparation. When you take the time to properly prepare for getting media coverage, it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of burnout down the line as well too. So use these tools wisely. Perplexity is a great one that I also recommend. Number 5, you are probably familiar with Haro. There's also Hero. There are also Substacks. Haro was back for a while. Cision took it away from us. It was a paid platform. It's back now and it's free. Haro stands for Help a Reporter Out. It is one of the OG tools for DIYing your PR, and yay, it still works. I know small businesses use it, and I know we definitely use it at our agency as well. It is not, the one and done, end all be all tool for PR, but heck, it's free. How could I not make mention of it, right? So what Haro is an email digest. So it can come daily or it can come up to 3 times a day, depending on your settings. You'll get emails from journalists looking for sources on all kinds of stories, everything from travel tips to medical experts that can comment on, world news, things like that. You name it, it's bound to be in Haro at some point. And then every day you just scan the list, find a fit, and reply. I would say for our clients at Factor PR, we're maybe replying to a Haro about once a week. Okay. So the big thing about Haro is just staying on top of it. Like I said, there's so many opportunities. I would definitely not expect every day there's going to be an opportunity for my brand. That's why, in addition to inbound media relations, which is when opportunities like a Haro come to you, you really need to do outbound as well too. And that's when you pitch journalists for our story angles and opportunities as well. But what makes Haro so valuable is that it is proactive. These reporters are literally saying, hey, I am working on something. Can you help me? Meaning your probability, if you're included or selected for an interview or for a product sample request, is higher than if you were to do cold outreach because the story is happening. The story is in motion. And if you show up with the right credentials or soundbite, you could even be quoted in these outlets. I've had clients quoted in Forbes, Martha Stewart, Food and Wine, Bustle, USA Today, really some solid outlets that utilize Haro. Just be careful. There are some outlets I would not pitch my clients to. I've seen some folks get burned sending samples to unaccredited journalists. So remember Muckrack, make sure that the people that you are responding to on Haro are verified on Muckrack too. So little pro tip for you. So last thing to remember about inbounds, especially digests like Haro, they get very competitive. So there are thousands of publicists, experts, business owners that subscribe to these digests. So keep that in mind, respond quickly, respond thoroughly, and make sure that you are responding to the right opportunities. If it is not a hell yes opportunity, it's probably going to be a no. So Haro, Substacks, Hero, all great resources as well. If you're part of our DIY PR community, we also publish active media opportunities that come from digest, but also come directly from journalists that maybe aren't a fit for our one-on-one agency clients. So great way to also explore some other active media opportunities. Next, let's talk a little bit about Canva. You probably weren't expecting this one, but you probably already use Canva in your business. So let's not forget about it, especially when it comes to creating a media kit. A media kit is one of the most important and underrated assets that you can have when doing your own PR. Think of it as like a professional about me that showcases who you are, what you do, press highlights, social stats, brand photography, you name it. I always recommend using Canva to create your media kit. It's free for the most part. There's a paid version. It's intuitive and it is beautifully designed. And most importantly, when you build your media kit and you share it with the media, what you're doing is you're signaling to journalists and editors that you are poised and professional and ready for the spotlight. And again, if you're inside the DIY PR project, we give you a plug and play media kit that we use with our clients as well at Factor PR. We know the media loves this media kit. It includes everything that they're looking for, and it just makes things super, super easy. So just drop in your details and you're ready to pitch like a pro. And speaking of pitching like a pro, I also want to share with you a new platform to help you book more podcast interviews. So if you're looking to get featured in podcasts, which I highly recommend for thought leadership, for SEO, and even for AI recommendations, check out PodPitch. Now, it is a mass pitching tool, so you do have to enter this category with a level of discernment, but it does save you a lot of time. in terms of pitching opportunities, identifying relevant podcasts in your niche, and then sending those pitches in bulk with an element of personalization as well too. You can include your bio, your expertise, and suggested talking points. It's kind of like a little podcast press kit. And as I mentioned, we love here working smarter, not harder. So it does save hours of manual outreach and gets you visible in front of a niche, loyal audiences. I've dropped my referral link in the show notes if you want to try it. So it's one of the most effective tools that you can use that I personally recommend, know, and love for service providers, for coaches, as well as for experts or really any other thought leader. So check out PodPitch. And then last but not least, if you're not part of our community, bringing it all together, I want to introduce you to the DIY PR project. So you get all of these tools organized with templates, training, and a roadmap to follow, which is why I created the DIY PR project. Because while there are no shortcuts in getting highly coveted press coverage for your brand, there are smart cuts like the DIY PR project. It is a monthly or annual membership designed to help you land press without hiring a publicist, but with the help of a publicist, me. So whether you're looking for visibility, credibility, or just a repeatable process that works, this is a step-by-step, all-inclusive system. Inside the membership, you get weekly PR opportunities from real journalists looking for experts like you, plug-and-play pitch templates that you can customize in minutes, a full PR toolbox with media templates, content trackers, and outreach scripts, and bite-sized trainings to help you build momentum, even if you're short on time or new to PR. So when you join annually, though, you get a heck of a lot more, dozens of bonus resources immediately sent to you for free. So things like a pitch bank with 30 plus proven media pitches, and our on-demand trainings. So this is for product and service-based businesses. Our masterclass replay library, which includes how to pitch podcasts, landing gift guides, pitch feedback from me and my team, and exclusive access to PR planning templates, outreach swipe files, and more. All of these are also available to our monthly members, but they're dripped out. So if you want everything up front, sign up for annual today. So head to DIY-PR.com to join us or check out the show notes for the link. Now, to summarize, media coverage is not just for big brands, okay? It is for every brand, including you. If you're just starting out, the time to start is now. You can look at it as day one or one day as we talk about. Okay, I recently shared on social media, Ju Ryu from Hero Cosmetics recently admitted on the How I Built This podcast that before she was able to hire an agency, she DIY'd PR. She's such a great example of a founder who understands that PR is about relationship building. And so make those deposits in your media relationships as soon as you can so that you can draw from them when you're ready later on as well, too, is another great way to think about it. So you just need the right tools and systems and support to follow. That's what this episode is all about. So again, to recap some of the most valuable, affordable, and oftentimes free PR tools on a budget that I recommend checking out today: Google Alerts and Google Trends, Muck Rack, Apollo, Perplexity, Haro, Canva, PodPitch, and the DIY PR project. And hey, if you've got a goodie too, reach out to me on social media at Rena S. Goodwin or at Grow Your Wealth Podcast. I'd love to hear from you and see what's working for you as well too. Thanks again for joining me on another episode of the Grow Your Wealth Podcast. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode deposited some useful advice and insights to help you grow your wealth. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future conversations. You can find more resources, episode details, and updates at growyourwealthpodcast.com. And let's keep the conversation going on Instagram. Follow me at Grow Your Wealth Podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, or takeaway from today's show. Until next time, remember, burnout is optional. Take care, and I'll see you next week.